Underneath Baghdad's Freedom Monument, a bulldozer delivers the final blow to Iraq's besieged protest movement. On Saturday morning, security forces entered Liberation Square for the first time since large-scale anti-government demonstrations began a year ago. They ordered the removal of all remaining tents and searched the entire area. 24 people were arrested during the operation.
The peaceful protesters reported some gangs to the security forces who targeted them and the protesters, and who were engaged in drugs, kidnapping and stealing.
The commander says the operation was carried out in cooperation with protesters.
After the marked the first anniversary on October 25th, many of the peaceful protesters, who are the majority, didn't accept the behavior of the infiltrators who were hitting the security forces with hand grenades and petrol bombs.
But some protesters feel they've been tricked. They had agreed to open the roads and arrest those responsible for the violence, but not to end the sit-in.
You know, there are some infiltrators and saboteurs here. So why didn't they arrest them from the beginning? To give us just clean and peaceful people here who just want a homeland and a dignified life.
Only a few dozen demonstrators had been left in the square. In recent months, the crowds had gradually dwindled as targeted killings, arbitrary arrests, attempts by parties to hijack the movement and the coronavirus pandemic took their toll. None of those left had the energy or will to resist. They had spent months calling for an end to corruption, unemployment and lack of services.
We lost many people, but there has been no change. We didn't get any solution for our homeland. So we decided to remove our tents. It's better than losing more protesters.
Government officials toured the square to take stock after what they see as a successful operation, crediting their reforms for the lack of resistance among protesters.
It was clear that the current government and the Prime Minister are heading in the right direction to fulfill all the needs and demands through the fast formation of the new government and early election. The general atmosphere is that people decided to give the government space to work to complete the remaining demands.
The Republican Bridge, once the main front line where protesters and security forces faced off as recently as a few days ago, was the last bridge in Baghdad to be reopened, signaling the return of normal life to the capital. The clearing operation on Saturday morning appears to mark the end of the protest movement here in Tahrir Square. The main avenue left for demonstrators to achieve their demands is to organize for early elections scheduled for June 2021. Simona, Foltyn, Al Jazeera, Baghdad.